Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. In this video, I am going to discuss how we can find the records in a table which are not present in another table. Okay, or we can say which are not in another table. So in case if you have two SQL tables, okay, let me run this. So you can see that there are few common records, but few are not exist in my another table, that is the student to table. So I would like to find what are the records which are not present in student to table. To do this, okay, we can use the left join or not in operator, that is a part of a logical operator, and one more, that is not exist. So this is another example of exists subquery. So though we are going to use the not here, we are going to just inverting the use of exists. Okay, so here you will see the three different scenarios how we can do this. So let's do this by using the joins. Okay, so you are pretty much familiar with the joins. So if I say this is my first statement, this is my second statement, but yes, I would like to perform the joins. So let me say left to join. So I'm going to pull all the data. So left to join, and this is webchamp 2. Okay, join we will perform that, this is fine, but columns we need to specify what column we should bring. So I will say id, but let me define, use the alias for this table to ease of writing the query. So s1, and I will say this is s2. Okay, so first table is s1 table, second table is s2. So we have to bring id from s1, then s1 dot name, then we can say s2 dot id, comma s2 dot name. So if I execute this, you will be able to see that this gives me the data by performing the joins. Okay, this is running little bit longer. So let me save this query. Not sure what went wrong with this. Database should respond. This should not take this much amount of time to run this query. So let me close this. Let me reopen. Okay, and now let me try running this query. Okay, this is my connection parameters and run. Right. So it says incorrect syntax near S2. So we have performed join. Okay, this is fine. We performed join, but on the basis of what we should forgot to specify. Meaning I forgot to specify. We should specify that. So I will say on s1 dot id is equal to s2 dot id. Right. So this is where we went wrong. So now you can see that wherever the record is available, it has pulled the data from second table also. But wherever the record is not available, meaning if we filter the data, now if we filter the data based on the second table column where the values are null, so we will be able to get that data that we are looking for, the data which is not present in another table. So I will say where s2 dot id is null. Okay, so this is what my statement. This filter makes sense to filter out the records which are exist only in the first table or in the table as compared to other. Right. So this is how we can get it. Another way is to do this is we can use the not in operator. So how to do this? If I use this statement, okay, so this will give me the data from first table, and oh, sorry, this is not S1 and all. So let me remove all these. Let me say this, because of that alias it went bad. Okay, so this is the statement that I can use. I am just running this. Okay, and you will be able to see that I am getting this data. I would like to see which data is not exist in another table. So I will say directly I am applying the filter where the ID not in, and then I'll pull the ID, because see, earlier we performed the joint based on the IDs. So now I will pull the only ID. So let's say select ID from this table. Right. So this is a example of subquery. So SQL always execute the subquery. This not in operator will check whether the ID from this table is exist or not. If it is not exist, it will return the record. So we are getting the same data, right, as of first. So same thing we can achieve using the another ways that exist. So not exist statement we will use here, and this is the statement where, okay, where what is the not exist. So instead of ID not in, we will say not exist. Okay, but how to do this, right? So here we will say again, this is a alias for the first table, this is alias for the second table, right? So here what we specified is, okay, let me go to the next, not exist, and this is my alias. Okay, I'm just doing this to make this SQL statement readable. Let's understood this. This will pull the all the records again. Okay, not exist will go and check for the ID which is exist or not. Meaning we are, see, this will, if I execute this, you will get something. You will get something. If you don't get, you will not get the record. Meaning, see, this works little bit exactly what we think in opposite order. So here this statement is even not sufficient. So let me say this is S2, S1. This is fine, and ID we can return, or any value we can return. I can say 1, because exist do not care what it returns. If the subquery returns the data, it will return the true, and we have to make that false. That's why we use not, right? So select one from this table, whatever the table we are using, S2, where where so we are going to refer outer query in the subquery, right? So S1 dot ID, S1 dot ID. You will be able to see whether this returns. Okay, multi-part identifier S1 dot ID could not be found. Okay, because this is a part of outer. So if I run this, you will be able to see that this gives me the same output like above two statement. So these are the records which are not exist in my second table, right? So we can say this is an example of correlated query, correlated subquery. The query which is being outer query is being referenced in the subquery, right? So this is how we can achieve to find whether the record is existing to the table or not. Right? So I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day.